Like when I close my eyes and don't even care if anyone sees me dancing. Like I can fly and I don't even think of touching the ground. Like a heartbeat skip, like an open page, like a one-way trip on an aeroplane. It's the way that I feel when I'm with you. Brand new.
Hi, hello, and welcome everyone to yet another Tuesday edition of the 5-Star News. I'm Jake Cobb.
And I'm Liam Harper, and if you thought our shows were good last week, well, sit back and get ready for another great production today.
You are absolutely right, Liam. Today's show features our very own President of the United States and interpreter, a visit from the Superintendent of Catoosa County Schools, and a look back at our football team's blowout win over the Brooms of Northwest Whitfield.
Can't wait. So let's dive right in with our first segment. It's called Up to the Minute, and it's by Camden Green and Jared Dameron.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Camden Green, and welcome back to Up to the Minute. To get you started today, there will be a military career presentation at 10:50 in the theater for 11th and 12th graders. Also today, there will be a HOSA Fall Leadership Conference in Athens, Georgia. Good luck to all the host members going. And finally, there will be a swim meet at Baylor at 5 o'clock. Good luck to everyone swimming. I'm Camden Green, this has been Up to the Minute. Now to Jared with your weather.
Camden for Up to the Minute. Now to weather. Today there'll be a high of 72, a low of 45 with a 70% chance of rain. On Wednesday there'll be a high of 63, a low of 46 with a 40% chance of rain. On Thursday there'll be a high of 64, a low of 50 with a 10% chance of rain. On Friday there'll be a high of 53, a low of 35 with an 80% chance of rain. And on Saturday there'll be a high of 52, a low of 33 with a 10% chance of rain. I'm Jared Dameron. This has been your 5-day weather forecast. Now back to your anchors for more news.
Thanks, Cam and Jared. Great job as always.
To the news now, and on Sunday night marked a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for one of our teachers here at Heritage.
Yes, sign language teacher Miss Lisa Godfrey got the call to work the presidential visit up in Chattanooga.
Now that's huge.
Sure is. A chance to interpret for our nation's president? That is incredible. How did it come about? Well, let's get you over to 5-Star News reporters Andrew Jones and Mackenzie Lee for more in this report.
This is really one of the most important elections that we will ever have the privilege of voting in and for. This is a big one.
This past weekend, I had the honor and privilege of interpreting for the President of the United States, the Vice President of the United States, and Lee Greenwood as he sang his iconic song, God Bless the USA. The way that it happened was there was a group of deaf people who wanted to attend, so they requested an interpreter. There's a little bit confusion at first because it was who was going to pay, and so we weren't sure it was going to happen, but then it happened. And I was able to interpret. It was definitely one of those bucket list kind of events. It was hard. I prepared for about 4 hours. I watched, Trump had just come to Johnson City and to Nashville, so I watched both of those videos, and like any terms or people I was unfamiliar with, I looked those up to prepare. And I had a team interpreter, and so we worked well together. But it was a lot of fun and something I'll never forget.
So Ms. Godfrey being the interpreter at the Trump rally, I think is great. Regardless of politics, that's a situation where we have one of our own teachers who is actually in the real world doing exactly what it is she's training students to do. So when students say, when am I going to do this or when am I going to use this, that's a prime example. And so we also have one of our own teachers who's in the spotlight, so to speak.
Definitely something our Miss Godfrey will never forget, I'm sure.
Oh, I know I wouldn't. What a historic night for Chattanooga and Miss Godfrey. Congrats.
And while we are on the topic of politics, today is Election Day, Jake.
Oh yeah, I know that. Certainly a wonderful opportunity to everyone who is old enough to get out there to vote and do their duty as Americans.
The midterm elections have been a pretty big deal around here as well, Jake. And our 5-Star News reporters Mason Lyons and Logan Long talked to Miss Lane and some of her students about the importance of this year's election.
Okay, of course, elections are always important. It's always important for people to get out and vote. Midterm elections usually don't have the voter turnout that we have in presidential election years, but it looks like this year is going to be a little bit different. So it's really important. I'm teaching my AP government class about how important it is to vote, and many of them are already 18 years old and actually have gone to vote or will be voting on Tuesday. And then Georgia passed a law a few years ago that allows students to work as poll workers, and so I have about 12 students who will be going Tuesday to work at the polls and take people's ID and give them their ballots to vote on. So it's extremely important to get out and vote.
I think they're all going to be very important. So Election Day is coming up Tuesday, November 6th. If you're registered to vote, then please go to the polls between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. and cast your ballot. We'll be electing a governor, some representatives, congressmen, senator, state senator, and some other state posts. Along with that, there's a couple of questions about some different laws that had to go before all the people. So you can go to the school website and click on the link on voting, and you can actually see what the ballot will look like in Catoosa County. So I encourage you to do that just so you know going in what will be on the ballot. That's also on our Twitter account. You can click on that link and see what a ballot is, exactly what it looks like. But if you're registered to vote, 18 years old, then please circle November 6th, Election Day, and make sure you go to the polls.
Wow, thanks Mason and Logan for that report.
And before we get you to your actual sports segment today, we do have somewhat of a sports story for you here in our news block.
Sure do, Liam. We can't let sports guys get all the fun.
No, we're going to take this one about a softball team. Everyone knows by now that our Generals are state champs.
Yeah, but I bet they didn't know about a special proposal made to our girls by Superintendent Miss Reese at their first game of the year.
Oh yeah? What was the proposal?
Well, you're going to find out right now. Here's our very own Mr. Green with a special luncheon for our softball team that took place last Friday. Compliments of Miss Reese.
Everybody was glued to it back here. Everybody came up asking me questions all the time. I was getting texts. Everybody was following you. I don't know if you guys realize how the whole community was just following everything you guys did while you're down in Columbus. But you've represented us so well all year. You've worked so hard. And we all had a feeling that this was the year. We've had that feeling before and coming in second. So you guys made it happen. Our first softball state championship, and man, I am so proud of all of you.
It is a pleasure for the Board of Education to recognize you for your dedication to your team and your commitment to success.
Well, this is such a special day for the girls, and I know that Miss Reese and the board have done a phenomenal job with recognizing these girls, and they should be recognized. They're so important to not only this school, but just me in general and this program. And you know, their accomplishments this past year have been amazing, and you know, the board to recognize them with Miss Reese has been such an incredible honor that I'm just so happy for them.
When Ringgold and Heritage played their first game this season, I threw out the first pitch. And so I had heard so much about the Heritage High School girls and how great they were and how they worked as a team and they had so much potential. So I challenged them and I told them, if you bring home a state championship this year, I'll throw you a party. Well, they took me up on it and brought home that trophy, and so the board and I wanted to honor them, so we provided lunch today and gave them some recognition from the Board of Education, and we're just so proud of them, and they have represented our county in a very special way. So congratulations, Generals.
Thank you.
I'm very proud.
Thank you. Thank you.
It is. I think it's a very important thing, and it's such a big, significant magnitude. Ms. Reese told me just now that this is the first team that she can remember to win a state championship under their tenure. They've had individuals win state championships, so I think the girls are just happy to be able to win. But I think, you know, for years to come, they're going to start looking back and reflecting and seeing the significance of this too.
This is the first team championship since I've been superintendent, and I've been superintendent for 14 years. So I've waited a long time for this to happen. So we're so proud that the Lady Generals brought that cup home to Catoosa County.
Time to get a commercial break now.
But you want to make sure you stick around, because after the break, me and Davis will have all of your highlights from the big blowout at Jeff Sims Friday night.
And we'll let you know how our runners did at the state cross country meet as well. Stick around, sports is next.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Sports. I'm Davis Kilgo. Let's get the show started. Oh, yeah. So you may have thought that was our intro, but it wasn't. I'm Davis Kilgo. Welcome to 5-Star Sports, everybody.
Welcome into sports, everyone. Davis Hilgo here. And what did you think about the new intro, Liam?
Looked really good, except for one thing.
And what was that?
Well, I'm not in it.
Oh, well, moving into sports now. I hope you had the chance to get to Jetsons Field last Friday night for the big matchup with the Bruins.
I sure did, Davis. It was a pivotal game for both teams as third place was on the line in Region 6-4A.
True. And it was also senior night.
Yep, and our team played like there was no tomorrow for sure. Let's get you to the game recap by Mr. Kilgo here.
And number 9, Jeremy Hole.
Senior night at Jetsons Field last Friday night as our Generals were taking on Northwest Whitfield in what turned out to be a third-place game in Region 6-4A. And this one started out fast. Northwest took an early first-quarter lead, but our Generals answered right back on the ensuing kickoff with Nolan Letzkes. Letzkes returns this one 86 yards to the Bruins' 7-yard line, which sets up this 4-yard touchdown run by Jeffrey Curtis, and we're all tied up at 7. 14-7 Northwest now, still first quarter, when Heritage ties it back up as quarterback Nick Hansen rolls right and finds sophomore wide receiver Dylan Bryan for the 8-yard touchdown pass. 14-all, and this one looks like it's shaping up to be a shootout. Northwest will retake the lead at 21-14, but the Generals rally again to tie it up at 21. As Maddox Strohs takes it outside and scores from 23 yards out, HHS is playing great. And they got even better. Early third quarter, Generals up 28-21 when they used trickeration. It's the old double pass. It goes Hansen to Jeffrey Curtis, who fires the perfect strike to a wide-open Chandler Hill. 42 yards in all, and Heritage begins to blow the Bruins right out of the stadium, 35-21 Generals. Still third quarter and more Generals. This time it's Hansen to Letzkes on the short pass and flat, but Letzkes turns it into something big. 64 yards to be exact, and watch the cut around the 25-yard line. It's a score, and a 42-21 lead for HHS. 49-28 now, and HHS puts it away on this 37-yard touchdown pass from Hansen to Letzkes again, and what a night Letzkes has had. 56-28 Generals, and they take third place in Region 6-4A. Now we talk to a few players and coaches on the big win against Northwest.
That's a dang good football team you just whipped tonight, boys. That's a dang good job. Super proud of the guys and the effort. That's a really good defense. They have not given up points all year. And, man, we came out and played well. And defense settled in really nicely, made some plays. They've been scoring points all year. And, man, it was one of those just effort, grinded-out games. The naked eye probably couldn't see it as much as we could, but probably one of the better executed game plans I've seen on both sides of the ball in a lot of different places. So super proud of our staff, super proud of the kids for being coachable, bringing the effort, playing hard for TO and for the seniors. And, man, it was just it was a great night. So proud of these guys.
It's just a great team. They fought, and we had our whole team was fighting and just working on all cylinders, and we were just getting the job done. And it was just a great night for everybody. Everybody in general just did their job and just accomplished what they needed to accomplish.
Great job, Generals, and good luck at Marist this Friday night.
To cross country now, and Coach Wynn's boys and girls squads were in Carrollton, Georgia last weekend for the GHSA State Cross Country Meet.
They sure were, and a few of our runners put up record finishes this year. For a complete recap, let's get you over to 5-Star Sports reporters Mason Lyons and Logan Long.
It wasn't exactly what I wanted to get, but it is better than last year, and so it feels good to know that to get top 50 out of 200 girls in our race. I wanted to get top 30, but I ended up coming down with something the day before, so being able to still finish this high when not being able to hardly breathe during the race is pretty good.
I got 47th. I felt like I did pretty good, but I felt like I had more in me and I could have beat some more people. I had a lot of people right there in front of me. Probably could have passed 7 more people at least. My goal for next year is top 25 at least. I want to get up there. I'm going to work harder, try to get stronger, try to open my stride up more, work on speed, and just increase my endurance.
All right, so we traveled down to Carrollton Friday afternoon, did some team building things, and previewed the course. And we raced Saturday. Our team as a whole, we didn't perform quite as well as we had hoped. It was kind of a tough season. We had a lot of injuries and illness just happened to hit the team at the wrong time. So our team placement wasn't as good as where we thought we would be or where we should be. But we had some really stellar individual performances. Gavin Chandler, he's a freshman on our boys team, and he had the 3rd best finish of any boy in the whole state. So I was really, really proud of him. We had also Allison Kraft, who was sick, terrible headache and sinus issues. She could hardly breathe, and she still ran a solid race and finished in the top 50, which doesn't sound great, but when you consider that these are the best runners, like 300 or 400 of the best runners in the whole state, it was pretty awesome. Lily Black and Kayla Boyd, they're both seniors, and they had a really, really solid race. They just left it all on the course.
Congrats to Coach Wynn and all of his runners on a great weekend.
On to cheer now, as our girls were down in Dawsonville, Georgia this past weekend, competing in the region tournament.
Yes, and we saw a little preview of their routine at the pep rally last week, and it looked like they were totally ready for region.
How'd they do? Here's Harlan Woodard and Carson Wells with the results.
It feels really good. Our girls competed at region this weekend. We got 1st place. They did really well. We scored where we want to be scoring right now. They're super excited. Our team is so great. They're really positive. We leave Friday to go to state in Columbus, and we are really excited. I'm very proud. This team has come a long way. They've worked really hard and well as a team together.
I think it feels great. We've won it 3 years in a row, and we go out there and do everything we can, and we come out with a win.
Thanks for that report, guys. And a big shout out to our cheerleaders. Looks like we need to make some noise for them when we see them.
Sure do, Liam. Well, one more story for you, and today it sort of has a sports theme to it as well.
Sure does. You might have noticed some teachers wearing football jerseys last Friday here at Heritage.
And no, Coach Lawler wasn't looking for any help on the field. However, Coach Surratt sure would look good at the Mike linebacker.
Definitely. But why were teachers wearing the jerseys? Here's 5-star sports reporters Reed McDonald with the answer.
So on senior night every year, a senior gets to give their jersey to a teacher, and it's usually a teacher that they really like or that has like really good qualities. And on senior night at the pep rally, all the senior guys talk about that teacher, and it's a really cool thing.
It's really a special honor, and I appreciate being chosen by Colton Wright to have his jersey. Colton is a special person. He has a great personality and an awesome student to have in class, and it really is such an honor to be singled out amongst all these great teachers we have at Heritage High School to have his jersey, and I'm very appreciative of that.
All right, so we've had the tradition for about 5 years now to honor our teachers on Friday night during senior night, and our seniors get to choose a teacher that has impacted them throughout their high school career, and we just think this is important because it's hard to get student athletes from 9th grade to 12th grade and have them be successful on and off the field, and our teachers are a really big part of that. Everybody in this building, from teachers to custodians to administration to coaches, they all impact these students, and we want them to know that they're important. So pretty special for us to honor them tonight. We care about them, we appreciate them, and they've had an impact on our players' lives for 4 years, and they'll take that with them when they graduate. So thank you for all the teachers that have done that.
Great show, everybody. Thank you all for watching. And from us, have a great day, a great rest of your week, and as always,
stay classy, Heritage.
Oh, that was pretty good, dude.
Yeah, can you turn off that light for me?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks, guys, for watching. We all really appreciate it. Everybody in the studio wants to thank you personally for watching. You guys keep us afloat. So, that's all I really have to say. And I guess I'll see you next time. Bye.